Hello, everyone in YouTube land, Nintendo fanboy 07 back here as always. Alright, a new topic, as you can see with the title. Will next year, 2024, will that be the last year of the Switch? I know a lot of people might disagree with that. Or I think Nintendo did come out, I actually forgot, but I think Nintendo came out and said they want to have this to be a 10-year life cycle, or the longest cycle for any Nintendo system. I'm trying to think of all the other Nintendo systems that had really long life cycles. But anyways, usually it's like 6 or 7 years, but I don't necessarily believe that. I think companies, they have to say that because any company, Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, whatever, I think they have to say that because they want you to keep buying the system, or they want, new players to keep, new people to buy the system, and little, it's their usual thing they do. I mean, all the time we hear this over and over again, Nintendo's not planning a new system this year. This year definitely they're not. We know 2023 they're not. There is no new system coming out anytime soon. Okay, this is just my predictions. Honestly, I think next year could be the last of it. I mean, they're really going out gangbusters, especially for this year. I mean, they could be hiding a lot of stuff. Metroid Prime 4, I don't know what the hell is going on with that game. They're still hiring for that game. I don't know if you've seen it. Just type in Metroid Prime 4 hiring, and you'll probably see it. I think I did see it a couple weeks ago. It was like late last month or something like that in June. They're still hiring for Metroid Prime 4. It's crazy. Graphic designers or something. I don't know. They're just still hiring for that game. And they started over. When did they start over on that game? I remember they released a video on Nintendo's channel like back in 2018 or 2017. I don't know. 2017 is when it was first revealed. And we just saw a logo. But yeah, I think I don't know. A lot of people think that might not be even on the Switch. It'll be on the next system. It'll be like a Breath of the Wild type situation or Twilight Princess, where, it was on the GameCube and Wii. And Breath of the Wild was on the Wii U and Switch. And this will probably be on the Switch in the next system. So you'll choose. I mean, obviously, you want to buy Metroid Prime 4 on the next system. It's just a guess. But the point of this video is that I honestly think we will start hearing rumblings or things. I put my thing on the community tab on there. See what people think. I don't know. I just think that this year not this year, but next year, and it'll come out in 2025. We'll start hearing rumblings about it. I think we heard it not that long ago. That someone said that the next Nintendo system is just as powerful as the Xbox One and PS4 or something like that. I don't know. I'll put that link in the description if you haven't seen it. But we'll start to hear like specs of the system and how powerful it is and blah, 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 blah. We'll probably hear like a code name. Remember the NX was like the code name for the Switch. I don't know if anyone remembers. It's been a while, but Project Cafe, that was the code name for the Wii U, I think, or people made it. I don't know. Every system has their code name. It's just kind of fun to talk about because the Switch has been out for a good 6 years now. March of next year will be 7 years, so it's just kind of it's just kind of a good time to talk about it. I'm not trying to rush anything or anything like that. It's just kind of fun to talk about, and that last Direct was really you get a new 2D Mario game, you get another WarioWare game, Pikmin 4 is coming out soon. I mean, it's really, you got your Animal Crossing, you got 2 Splatoon games, you got the next Zelda game, I mean, you already have Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. I mean, it's really kind of on its way out in a way, where it's really dated tech, in a way. A lot of people say it's dated right when it comes out, but it's that's not really true. I mean, Nintendo kind of does what Nintendo does when it comes to power and specs for their system. They just kind of do what they do, A lot of people think they're a generation behind, and they kind of are. And that's why the third-party games are kind of gimped, and they're kind of whatever. But a lot of games, a lot of third-party games on the Switch run really well. Mortal Kombat 11 looks amazing. A lot of these third-party games just they look the same. I mean, how is it supposed to look? You know, I mean, it might not look as great, like especially Doom Eternal, and all these other games, but yeah, Nintendo really needs to up it so they can really be a part of that crowd. I think the last powerful Nintendo system, or the last time they were in the lead when it came to power, was the GameCube. I mean, it really was the GameCube. 64, maybe 2, but the last one was the GameCube. And then the Wii was like the weakest of that generation. And then the Wii U was kind of mid, It was like late 360, late PS3 type thing when it came out. It was still really good, though. I mean, you had a lot of third-party games on there that ran really good, But the Switch, I think the Switch... People talk a lot of crap, like it's not as powerful and all that stuff, but it's like the Switch has the best third-party support for Nintendo systems since the Super Nintendo. It's like 64 had a good third-party, GameCube had a good third-party, but when you're talking about like third-party support, it was like the Super Nintendo, and now it's the Switch. But no, 64 had really good third-party support. It really did. It was missing out on other stuff, But yeah, no, Switch, like, wow, man, it's freaking crazy. It's getting the new Mortal Kombat. It had a Mortal Kombat 11, Doom Eternal. I'm not going to get into it, but yeah, like, I think the Switch is definitely on its way out. I think the next system will probably be around as powerful, probably late PS4 games, it'll probably be around the PS4 later in the life cycle of the PS4 and Xbox One, maybe, I don't know. It's just kind of fun to talk about because, like I said, we're getting to be 7 years. That's a long time for a system. It really is. Usually it's like 6-7 years, maybe 8 tops. I don't know. So yeah, what do you guys think when it comes to Nintendo and their... I mean, what do you think of the Switch? What do you think of... how long do you think it'll last? Is it next year? Will we start hearing rumblings about the next system? Or are they going to continue to support it? I think only time will tell. And that's pretty much... We're in agreement on all that, right? Only time will tell. We don't know until it comes, until we start hearing rumblings about it. And they'll show it off at the next Direct. Because E3 is pretty much non-existent anymore. I don't even know if it's really not going to return at all. Next year, it's not going to return at all. It's not like how it is. It really, times are changing. And I said that time and time again on posts that I comment on. Times are changing. It really is. The landscape is not like how it was, hell, even 5 years ago. 10 years ago, obviously. But it's just really like, even 5 years ago, you were watching E3 on the big stage. I remember. I watched it on my TV through the YouTube app. I was watching E3. I mean, times are... Even then, it was still kind of like, okay, yeah, E3's kind of dying. Very slow death. A very slow death. So, but... yeah, Nintendo will probably announce it at their next Direct. Not at their next Direct, but you know what I mean. They'll... Whenever it comes, it comes. And I think the Switch is definitely on its way out. You can just tell by the games that are coming out this year alone. You know what I mean? Even just third party. First party and third party as well. Both. Who knows? I think... the Switch, when it came out in 2017, it came out in March. So it could come out at any time, not just holidays. So I think holidays is probably a better time for a system to come out. Wii came out in November, like a day after the PS3, and then the Wii U came out in November. And then, yeah, Switch came out in March, which is really weird. But anyways, yeah, what do you guys think? I'm kind of rambling on here. I apologize. Yeah, how long do you think the Switch will last from here on out? And the thing is, you got to keep in mind, they're only supporting one system. So how is the next system going to be? Is it going to be handheld and home console? What's it going to be? Is it going to... they can't have a home console and a handheld anymore. That does not work out anymore. You can't support that. You can't support a home console and a handheld. It's not like how it was, Game Boy, NES, Game Boy Color, 64, Game Boy Advance, GameCube, DS, Wii, 3DS, Wii U. You know what I mean? Like, you can't do that. So I don't know. That's another thing. It's not only like how long is the Switch gonna last? It's like, what are they gonna do for their next system? What is it gonna be? It has to be handled. You can't go back from that. You can't go back from this. So, I mean, the Wii U was really a telling thing. We're like, well, wow, this is where it's actually going, okay? And then a lot of people right when the Switch was announced, people called the Wii U the prototype for the Switch. So it's like, what's gonna happen after the Switch? It's like, I think it's gonna be the same thing. Honestly, like, what's gonna happen? Like, the only thing people can talk about is probably the power, the specs, the graphics, blah, blah, blah. Are controllers going to be connected to the system and this and that? And this is like, who knows? Nintendo is so freaking weird when it comes to how their system is going to be. You know what I mean? The innovations, the wacky ideas. I mean, just, yeah, it's crazy. I mean, just look at everybody's 1-2 Switch. Look at that game. Just weird. You didn't expect that to come out. But anyways, yeah, well, just wait and see. So I'm just done rambling on here. How long do you think the Switch has left in its life cycle? Is it next year, the last year? Are you going to start hearing rumblings about a new system? About the next generation Nintendo system? Who knows? Well, we don't know. So, yeah. Peace out. More random topic videos coming out. Like I said, I'm not going to break my promise. I'm starting to do more videos. So, anyways, peace out. Comment down below. Peace out. Later.